So today we're going to go over ironing and putting the devices onto the female NSU. So first you're going to take your iron and you're going to do it on the inside. I prefer it on the inside so that way I don't mess up the outside of the uniform by burning it with the iron. Just going to go over and make sure to get all the creases out. You want to make it as sharp as possible because that's what we do. We look sharp. Alright. You can pause it. Next we're going to iron the collar. And basically all I do is you bring it out right here and you just iron it as nicely as you can. Remember, look sharp. Gotta just kind of move with it as it circles around. There you go. Alright, now we're going to get to the sleeves. As you can see, mine are already creased down the middle. You want to line it up right in between the A and the V in navy and right down the middle of the O of the patch. Bring it down. You want to make sure that you have that nice sharp crease because when you put it on, it's going to be noticeable. Alright, and you're just going to hold it down. Since your patches will be more flat than crease, it's going to take a little bit to get it down. Alright, sleeve one is done. Time for sleeve two. You want to kind of keep it straight as you go through so nothing kind of folds over and creases while you're ironing. Do the same over here. And if it doesn't have the patch, what you're going to do is line it up to the top seam of the khaki uniform. You're going to line it up just like that. There you go. Flat sleeve. Alright, so now we're going to put on the collar devices for the female uniform. For the J-bar, it is 1 7/8 of an inch from the tip of the wearer's left collar centered. Alright, so you're going to bring it up. Put it on right there. You want to make sure the O is centered with the tip of the collar, just like that. There you go. Put on the frogs right behind it. And it's going to be the same thing with your ranking device if you have one. It's going to be 1 7/8 of an inch from the tip of the wearer's right collar centered. Right. Center it down with the collar. That's good for your collar devices. Now we're going to move down to the ribbons. Now depending on how many ribbons that you have, like row-wise, if you have one, you're going to center it from the bottom of the first button on the left breast area of the uniform. But if you have more than 3, then once it gets to about 3 or more, you're going to put right above the third row. You're going to align it to the bottom, first button, and move it right on over to the seam. Right, so you want to make sure it matches down the seam with the bottom ribbon. Alright. Should have done this before I did that. You're going to poke it on in. You want to make sure that you don't have any bridges underneath. Right. And there you go, just like that. Put the frogs on, keep it in place. You don't want to just leave it behind because you might mess it up. Alright. Now, once you become a second year, you'll have something called service stars. Your second year, you'll have 1, 3rd, 2, 4th year, 3. Alright? You're going to put your service stars 1/4 of an inch above the top row of ribbons centered down on them. Alright, so about 1/4 of an inch up and centered right on that middle one. It's a little crooked. Just like, it's a little stubborn, huh? There we go. All right. Can just edit that out. Probably not actually gonna get to it. Alrighty. That's the serve stars. Yeah, it's gonna come up just a little below it, but you'll be able to see it once you actually wear it. Now, we're going to get to your name tag. Your name tag, it's going to be the top of the name tag aligned to the bottom of the first button, aligned on the right seam, centered. Up there. Right, make sure there's no bridges. Good. And put your frogs on. Now, once you become a commander, you'll get something called a commander's ribbon. Whatever team you're on. How the commander ribbon works, you'll have one ribbon and it'll go above your name tag. It'll go above 1/4 of an inch. So you're gonna align it just right. Make sure it's all the way centered. Up. Pop that on, and there you go. Put the frogs on. Alright. Next, we're going to get to staff cords and leadership cords. If you have a staff cord, because you're a staff member, whatever, you're going to take this. You're going to put it through your left sleeve. You're going to want it just to where it would be on top of the shoulder. There's no exact measurement for it, but you want it right on that seam. Right. You want to make sure that it's comfortable and it doesn't look like it's just hanging off. You want to make sure that it's on there and it's prominent. Alright. Let's put the backings on for this. There you are. The backing. Alright. There you go. Your staff cord's on. And now your leadership cord. If you don't know how to put the valid anchor onto your cord, you're going to put it right through this side on that part of the anchor and right through this side to make it hang like that. Alright, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to, except on the right sleeve, put it on through here. And again, you want it far enough on the shoulder to where it looks good. And right on the seam. Alright. Put the backings on. And there you go. You have your uniform all ready to go. Now, we're going to get to the cover. You should have gone over this in class, but just in case if you didn't, we're going to go over it again. Alright. Valid anchor goes 2 inches from the forecrease. Yeah, 2 inches from the forecrease and 1/2 inches from the bottom. It's about there. Alright, you don't want to put the backings in on it. And then we're going to switch it over if you have a rank higher than PO1. And, well, once you become a cadet chief and higher. It's going to be the same thing. 2 inches from the forecrease, 1.5 from the bottom. Put it on just like that. It's a little stubborn because you have to get it through the thread right there. There you go, just like that. Put backings on right there. And there you have it, your female NSU. Bye.